Welcome to another PC Sportscards PSA submission reveal. This is Josh with PC Sportscards. We have a reveal of an outgoing economy submission today, and the baseline for a great conversation on should I send this at 30 or 50 because they just opened up the $30 value level. If you haven't watched us before, we do these videos about PSAs coming back, PSA orders going out, consignment cards, how-to videos, some news and information about the hobby. If you like that kind of stuff, hit that subscribe button, click the little bell so you can get alerts. We also make these extremely interactive videos. So what we mean by that is we want you to comment and let us know what you think, if you agree or disagree, because we'll reply to literally every message and every comment because we want to get you involved and answer any questions you might have. Chris Olave cards, I would not be grading those right now, maybe for $30 because it's probably a PC card. There's no flip value there. Bowman Chrome Auto, George Valera. So this is for almost all Bowman Chrome Autos. It depends on what your plan is with the card. Two options: buy to grade to flip, sending in at 50 so I could be one of the first with it. Buy to grade to hold and long-term speculate on, $30 level, because I'd rather save the $20. If I submit a bunch of these and I save $20 per card, I could probably buy another card. So it depends on what your plan is. Khalil Watson, I'm sending him in this $50 level if I'm very good at looking over cards, because I think that these will sell for more than $60, $70 as PSA 10s, and I'll be the first one with them. So these base cards are really good for something like that, to really take your flipping and flipping business off the ground and sort of be an engine behind it. This is how we built our business on cards like this. Grading obviously wasn't $30. It was like $6 to $8, so there was more time in it. Somebody like Ellie De La Cruz, this card sells for a couple bucks raw. You're going to be the first one with it as a PSA 10. You'll probably be the first one with it as a PSA 10 at $30 also. So I don't know that you need to be spending $50 on grading this card, and I don't know what the I don't know what it's going to sell for, right? I don't know how desirable he is. So it might be something that those non-top 10, top 20 guys, like not the top 3 guys in the product, might be worth it. Everybody else might not, right? And again, it comes down to being able to look over the cards on top of everything else. These mojos have been really, really good to people. There's a lot of value in them. Picking the best prospects, looking at, and guys, do that research also, right? Take your time and look at the pop reports. Anything that's new, not a lot of people are sending it in right now, so you have a chance. Anything that's like 2020 or before, where people could send it in at those less expensive bulk levels, even in March last year, you're going to see a big explosion of those cards in the next 3 months. What we're going to find in the next 3 months is we're going to find out how much is actually in there, right? Of what is actually in there. So we're gonna hit a bottom. At some point, we're gonna hit a bottom on this grading stuff because we're gonna have all those cards back. Marcelo Mayer, great guy to send in right now. One of the best prospects in the game. Again, with his base card, this is a great card. There's a lot of upside on the grading side of this when it gets a PSA 10. Obviously, your risk, right? Because like Ellie De La Cruz sells for a few bucks as a raw Chrome card, not a lot of money. So you get a 9, you lost $50, right? You know that's part of the game. You need to know what your risk is, right? It's sort of like poker when you're drawing for a 2 or a 4 or an 8% chance to win a hand. You got to know that it's worth the chips that you have and you're putting in. We got a nice run of cards coming up. Trask, cracked ice, really tough grades on the cracked ice. Anthony Edwards of 25. So, and all these cards are cards that I would be sending at the $50 level, Trae Young, for 2 reasons. First and foremost, like, you're going to get upcharged if you send it at the $30 level. And I don't want to wait on those. I want to have those back right before the season. And we're looking probably August, latest September return for cards like this. Like, this order is going to be August, September return. So why not send it in now so you can have it before the season starts? It's good timing. Before I quickly said, and this is something I was thinking about a lot recently, because we've been buying and selling a lot of stuff. So One key thing that you see in markets, Weeman 101, is there's always a correction, right? And you could take this from the stock market if you want to draw that parallel. I draw some parallels to the stock market with sports cards, not direct correlation, not directly the same, but similar in a way. In the stock market, you can't send the card to a company to evaluate to make it worth more money, right? Like, it's just not realistic. So, but in the card market, you can. But Juan DeFranco. But one thing you see in many markets is you see an overcorrection. And Juan, so that's a sweet card. Player worn memorabilia. Acuna, that's a sick patch. Top certified game used of 10. These cards I'm set. Nobody. This is a card I'm sending $30, right? Same with the Soto and same with the Wander, because I'm not in a rush to get it back. I'm not buying it to flip it. I'm not worried about their values per se. But I just don't see the point in sending it in for a faster service. I'd rather be able to buy more cards like that. Like, if I send three of those in, I save $60. I could buy more, like the card that's coming up next, I could buy more of those, right? I could buy more cards like this, right? Like Wander Franco, Purple Mojo. It's not $60, obviously more than that, but I can add up my grading costs, right? So what I was saying was, we see an overcorrection in markets. And I think we're sort of starting to get to that point. Some of the prices that we're seeing are extremely low. Some really, really good deals. And this is when the smart investors really separate themselves and the smart buyers really separate themselves to become that next level of wealth. And that's what I'm talking about in the stock market, right? Oh, Tani Gold, that's sweet. So we don't know that the card market is going to recover, right? We don't know. There's no way to know. But we can use these are all cards again that I'm sending Otani and stuff. I'm sending this in 50 just because I want to get it back before the season ends. Tatis hurt. I don't know. Torn on a card like that. I'd probably send that at $30. All of these I'd send at $30. Again, when these people put in these submissions, there was no $30 level available. So these were all put in before the $30 level was available. But that Luciano, this is what I'm checking pop reports on. I think $30 is fine on it. You're not the first one, so you're not trying to beat a lot back. And a lot of these, I just don't see a lot of these Sapphires. 2019 Sapphire, I don't know. I just don't think that we're worried about this. Vlad Guerrero, Refractor, that's a sweet card. This I'm sending in 50, just because of the value. It's really nice. A lot of these are really off center, so this is a really nice one. So now if you pick your spots and you buy the right cards, if you pick your spots and you buy the right cards, it's the 101. It just doesn't say 101 on it. Am I missing something here? I think it's a Black Lava 101, but I don't see it say 101 anywhere. If you buy the right cards, and we're talking right players, right cards of the right players, I think there's a lot of opportunity to make a lot of money right now in this market. I don't think it's by speculating on player. I don't think player speculation is really the way to go. I think buying the good household names of superstars. And we said it on our live on Instagram yesterday, like Mookie Betts is a perfect example of somebody to buy. Magic of 10, sweet. Most of you guys know I'm a Magic collector. Jordan Poole. This is a good card to send in now for 50. You're going to get it back. He's not doing anything right now that's going to hurt him before the season starts, so there's upside in a card like this. Long term, I don't see upside in it. I'm going to say that. Long term, I don't see upside in it, but short term speculation, I do. It's cool. Brady off center, Brady Black, but if it gets a 9, it's good. Easier to sell as a 9. Beam teams are sweet. So like cards like this, like Jordan Beam Team. Like, first of all, this you have to send in a 50. There's no $30 level for this yet because it's pre-1996. It's a complete set. I think we have a complete set coming up of the Beam Team. This is sweet. Kids in the 90s, this is sweet. So there's a lot of opportunity to buy the right cards, I think in the next 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, where people are freaking out. And we saw this a little bit last year before the National, and the National came, and everybody was back into it. Now, obviously, the economy's different right now. Obviously, there's a lot more going on. People are worried about different prices of commodities. People are worried in general about the economy. So it's a little bit different. But that doesn't mean that this market isn't going to overcorrect. So, there's no way to predict the bottom. There's no way, right? I'm trying to look at it from a perspective of we're back at a reasonable. If we went from 2000, if you told me in 2020 that my Duncan PSA 10s would be $400 or $500, and that Magic Autos would have gone from Magic iMac Autos would have gone from $75 to $750 or $600 or whatever it is. If you would have told me that 3 years ago, I would have been pumped for that, right? I would have been ecstatic about that. That's great growth over a couple of years. The difference is we know what the spike was, right? So can we get back there? I think we can. I don't think we can get as high as we were. I think that was a crazy number that we got to, and I think we can over years, right? But I think it starts with a couple things. The first thing is education, right? Education of what to send in, what to grade, education of what to collect and who to collect. And that's not me saying we should tell you who to buy or something like that. It's like, don't buy guys that are never going to be worth anything. Don't speculate on Bol, right? It's not worth it. Don't speculate on blah, blah, blah. It's not worth it. We're done with 20,000 card pops. We're done with that, right? No. Once this backlog is done, I don't see us getting there again because I don't think it's going to be cheap enough to get there again. I don't think it's going to make sense for anybody for us to get there again. The market obviously can't sustain that. So I don't think that's reasonable to be there. It's a cool card. Again, this Osaka card, we'll probably sending this at 50 just because there's some of them. People send them in, no question about it. But not a ton. Not a ton of sent in. And if you can make money on it, send it in for 50, right? Because people are going to see where you're profiting, and they're going to start sending the same thing for Stappen. It is not an economy submission without a die cut select quarterback rookie. Everyone. Cool color match on this one, though. Peyton Manning, Man of the Year, numbered to 10. See, this to me is $30. It's numbered to 10. Nobody's racing me to send this card in. And I just, like, I want to save my money where I can so I can buy more cards, right? Because more cards equal more profit, right? More cards equal more profit. So you have to be able to reinvest in the cards to be making more money. That's cool. So we have one more pile of cards. Hope I'm on topic today. If you guys agree with what I'm saying, let me know. Do you guys think we're in an overcorrected stage? Do you think there's still room for more correction? Do you think we're at the right spot, but we are going to continue to correct so it will become overcorrected? For those that are still with us, Zach Wilson, immaculate. If you're going to Bleecker trading night tonight, I'll be there. I'm going to probably bring some cards. Max Muncy of 25. Like, nobody's rushing to send this card in, guys. Right? Like, you're the one. So, send it at 30. Again, like I said before, Quintero. I guess somebody else is... These are two different customers that are sending in De La Cruz. So, he's a hot name. That might mean to me, like, if I have him, I'm either going to send them. It also, just so you guys know, this opens up, like, if I keep on seeing all of them going to PSA, maybe I could be a little bit different in the market, and maybe I could be the first one sending them to an alternate company to make my money, right? And I'm talking at a quick profit move. It might make sense to send something like that, if nobody else has, to one of the alternate companies just because you're the only one that did it. And somebody posted the other day about, like, the margins for another company, for SGC, I think it was, and they don't realize that there's 1,000 with PSA that are graded and 22 with SGC. So the supply is lower. The demand is also lower. So you have to figure out what the break point is on that demand. All of these cards, I agree with sending them in for 50. If these are longer term buys where you're not selling these right away and you're stashing them like we said in the beginning, especially with the autos, $30 is a reasonable number to send it in. Also, you don't have to send it at that $50 level. Send it in because like there's 30 cards here. 30 times 20, $600, right? $600, you could buy a really nice card, right? You could buy a really, really nice card. Davian Mitchell, number to 20. And if you could buy that really nice card, if you're not selling them specifically, Revolution Shockwave, number to 50 Tatum. This is not a card I'm sending at $50. I don't see the demand for Revolution graded cards. So if you could, what I'm saying is, with the autos, if you could send them in and make your money work a little bit better for you, it might make sense if you're holding them. If you want to get rid of them fast, you got to be the first one with it back, right? Super Fracta. So again, this $30. I don't care. $30, not spend the 50. A third time I'll say it. There was no option for 30 when this order went in. So we are going to have some reveals. We have about 2,500 cards so far submitted in value. So we will do a reveal of our first value submission that's going to go out. I'm going to guess that's going to be on Thursday or Friday this week. We should have a reveal of the stuff that's on high-end consignment this week and a reveal on a group submission that came back. So those should be the last 3 of this week that are going to happen. Brock Lesnar, Refractor, Prism, whatever. Those are the last 3 that are going to happen this week. Luis Rodriguez, these are great. I would send these in to 50. These are flip cards also right now. Trout Gold Refractor, sweet. Oh, wow. Back-to-back Trout Gold Refractors. Those are cool cards. I like those. Kyle Tucker Black. These are cool. I would send all these at 50. No question about it. Jazz Chisholm. I don't know. Jazz Chisholm, I'm not on the $50 train. I'm on the $30 train for him. And Kyle Lewis. Last one, $30. So that's the order. 141 cards. Economy 2022.73. It's going out today or tomorrow. Look forward to doing the rest of the reveals and answering any questions you guys have here. Thank you so much.